Hello stock traders, I hope all of you had a fantastic Monday. Coming to you on a Tuesday. I know I didn't have a video come out on Monday morning, but I'm coming to you today with two fresh PDUFA stocks that I really like to move up, and we're going to kind of cover those and take a look at those, so you won't want to stay till the end of the video. But before I get going, if you could do me a favor, please hit that most amazing and wonderful like button. Also, if you haven't done so before, please subscribe and turn on those bell notifications so you get notified when a new video comes out. Man, it was so nice to see on Monday the markets be green. It was great to see a bounce. And today we're going to kind of talk about that. We're going to go through the SPY ETF, different levels of where it bounced, and then also take a look at the VIX and see what the VIX means for possible moves in the SPY moving forward. Boy, today was a really great day, and as you can see behind me, I have the daily chart of the SPY ETF, and you can see that it has been not pretty there, so still some gaps up here. One gap to kind of pay attention to is right up here at 374. So that's something to watch to see if we can get a continued bounce and get above this 13 EMA would be step one. We have our 200 EMA SMA that's up here, and that is going to be a key level also. But first things first, we got to get above this 13 EMA and above the 48 EMA. And it would be really great to see that. So we did bounce on way oversold levels, as you can see right here. The SPY ETF was all the way down right around 30, and so that is something that really helped to move the markets up. I think that, it was like, does the sentiment match how bad it is really out there? I'm not saying that it's good. I'm not saying the markets are good or anything like that, but is it really that bad? And, you compare sentiment in some of the worst times during COVID, before we knew everything was going to happen, when we all thought everyone was going to die. The sentiment is worse than at that time in March of 2020. So that's something to kind of keep in mind. It's worse than ever. So worse than the financial crisis, worse than some of the biggest crashes, the dot-com crash, all of those kind of things. I don't think this matches it. I don't think it's that bad. I do think it's bad, yes, of course, but I think we're in a point right now where it's like, it's better than feared. And so that'll be something to watch and kind of see what happens as and if the Fed should come in and at some point do some easing, which I think they are overdoing it. I'm not alone in that thought process, but we shall see. It'll be interesting to see how it goes. We have these gaps open on the SPY to watch for, of course, way up here about 407, but we got a lot of work to do to get moving forward, but this was nice to see. Yes, a little bit lower volume, but typically when you see a market bottom, you see high volume selling, and so hopefully that's exactly what we saw right here. This is very high volume selling. This is the highest volume of any day on the SPY in a long time. And so that's something to kind of to look back at, and we might look back at that day and say, well, that was the bottom. Why didn't we buy stocks then? Of course, there could be more downside. It's just going to depend upon the catalysts of the market. I follow my strategies no matter what, and in bad years I break even, and in good years, following the insiders and doing the PDUFA run-up plays and some of the other things that I do, I make double my gains. And so let's take a look at the VIX now. I wanted to talk about that. One thing that was really great to see on the VIX was to see it get crushed downwards. And so this is bullish for stocks, bullish for equities. So we shall see if we can get below 29. That is going to be key. And if we can get it all the way down to 24 and start to see the market move in the right direction as fear should subside. Now, it is normal for the VIX not to stay above 30 for very long, so it's normal for it to get crushed down. It may come way up here, and even during the pandemic, when is it at its worst, it got above 46, and I think it got all the way to 85. Actually, it got really, really high. But whenever you see this level of 46, you want to be buying up stocks like crazy. The further down this is, the more bullish it is. And so I have these kind of levels and different things that I'm looking at on that, feeling a little bit better. Okay, so now let's start to talk about these two PDUFA run-up plays. And I love the PDUFA strategy. If you want access, at least to my research on some of these stocks that I do on these run-ups, I love to play the PDUFA run-up play. I don't play for approval. I'm playing for the excitement of the FDA taking a look at these small biotech stocks, and I've had a lot of success in picking some big winners with these. And one of the other things that I do is I take a look at these DMARC indicators. So this is a DMARC 7 signal. This signals, typically I've found good luck in doing this, and these signal like downturns. You can see how successful this was. And this is Harrow Health, ticker symbol HROW, and this has a PDUFA date coming up of October 16th. So we called this out a few days ago. This is doing rather well, and you can see we've got a DMARC buy signal here, a 7 buy signal, and it is really, really moving up. What is making this move like crazy? Well, what's making it move is insider buying by autl management. So it's kind of like the two strategies are meshed together. So this has insider activity. I like this for a huge move. Today it moved up 6.21%. I think it can move a lot higher from here. And so it will be interesting to see how this moves in the coming weeks. This should be a great stock for all of you. The next stock I want to talk about is Macrogenics. This is ticker symbol MGNX, and they have a PDUFA date of November 17th. So we, with this market downturn, has hit these very, very good levels, some great levels to load up, and we got in on this right at the time. And so that's why, you may consider that basic membership of that Patreon group, but we were able to get within there, get a really nice average on this, and this is starting to move. Okay, so why the excitement on this stock? November 17th, we got a little bit of time until this is coming up, but expecting a nice move upwards. And the reason why is because if approved, they will receive $60 million plus milestone payments, which should be a lot of money for this small cap stock. And so this would be very key for them. And I expect that the approval, if they get it, this stock would be one that would really shoot upwards because it really means a lot for them. But we've got these buy signals here that were really great, and so I like this for a move until we see a sell signal. And before the PDUFA date, and then at some point, you can kind of decide, do I want to hold for PDUFA date because this could be so big? Or if you're like me, I don't tend to like to risk it. I'm in it for the run up. I'm not in it for the approval. And so a lot of times I will sell out ahead of time. Well, I wish you all the best on the stock market. Please have a plan for each and every stock that you trade. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me in the comment section down below. I wish you all the best. And Raythoven out.